Hello, Commanders, and welcome back to Elite Dangerous Journey Across the Galaxy. We are continuing on our way towards Beagle Point, all the way on the other side of the galaxy, off in that direction. We've already crossed through the galactic core, having passed from the bubble over there. We're going to continue on our way towards Beagle Point in that direction. Let's go ahead and get off the ground, get ourselves set up, and off to the next destination, or off to our next waypoint. For those of you who are just joining, I'll go through my standard spiel of letting you know what's going on here. We are working on our Exobiology rank, trying to find as many of those things as we can so that we can, A, get up to the elite status, and B, make crazy money and get to the point where we can buy a fleet carrier and eventually take up permanent residence out in the black, having all of our ships and everything that we have, everything that we own with us. So that's kind of the goal for right now. As we're hopping into here, I'll go through the cycle of each system, and then we'll get to today's topic. We hop into a system. Sometimes we'll remember to check the system map to see if anybody has actually scanned the system already. And then we will check the full spectrum system scanner to see if there are any high-value planets and biological signatures. So that's kind of what we're doing. Oh, okay. And then I went back. I decided to. I'm very indecisive when it comes to a lot of things, and I just decided to go back to mouse and keyboard as my control scheme here. And I forgot to set my trigger. There we go.
Temperature critical.
Wait, I'm supposed to be able to sit here. I mean, you can see it's kind of leveling off at 85. It's not really that big of a deal. So it's 12 bodies here. We'll go ahead and stop and scan this. So let's see what we have here. We're looking for biological features up there in the top right. You can see it says none. We're looking for biological. So today's topic is going to be dealing with your own bias and more specifically, other people influencing where your bias ends up lying. And the reason I kind of thought of this topic was that lately I've been watching a lot of physics-related content. Not really. I'm not a physicist, and I don't know enough about physics to, even really talk about it. But I like to watch a lot of YouTube, obviously, and I've been watching a lot of videos that have Eric Weinstein in it. And he's been talking, the things that, wow, that was quick. The things that he says makes a lot of sense to me. So, just the way he kind of approaches the topic of physics is, it makes a lot of sense the way he explains it. And I find myself more and more being swayed by his viewpoint on all of that. And what kind of triggered my thought process for this video is that he's made a big deal about how people like Michio Kaku, who are very strong proponents of string theory, are out of their mind because of the way that they. Okay, why are we? Not sure what. Oh, because that needs to be up. My joystick's throttle is my joystick is still plugged in, and the throttle is causing it to stop. I was like, why is it doing that? So, gentlemen like Michio Kaku have been. What made me think about it was just the fact that for many years we've seen Michio Kaku on television, especially on like History Channel documentaries and all of this kind of stuff, talking about string theory and talking about, the universe and all of its wonder and beauty and just the insanity of how everything seems to be working based off of what the research we found so far. And for many years, I've regarded Michio Kaku as an authority on astronomy and astrophysics and, all of that kind of stuff. And, it's hard to, ooh, there we go. We're definitely going to look at that one. It's hard to, discount all of the work that he's done, but then you hear a bunch of arguments about what. Oh, we didn't. How did we not stop? How were we able to even do a system scan when we're moving like that? Okay. I don't know what just happened there. Let's get ourselves turned around and we'll head over there. I keep getting distracted but from my point because all of the things going on in the game. The main point of this discussion today is just the way your biases can be affected by other people. So what I'm trying to get to is, we had Michio Kaku for many years on television being presented to us as an authority on astrophysics and physics in general, and how string theory is this big thing that we all need to be paying attention to. And, you know, you don't really question that kind of thing when it's coming from what you've been told is an authoritative source. Now, obviously, things have happened in recent years that force us to, you know, kind of reconsider things. I don't want to get into politics or anything like that, but I will say that depending on where I think all sides of the issue are in a place now where trust is hard to come by. You know, whichever side of the spectrum you line up on, there are things going on in the world and in places of power where you're like, what's going on here? I don't understand. So I think all of us are more predisposed now towards questioning rather than just accepting what we're being told. And because of that, you know, I know I personally am far more open today of questioning the standard explanations for things than I was 10 years ago. So I bring that up because I've been listening to this gentleman, Eric Weinstein, talk about how physics needs a change and physics needs to have this and that and the other thing. And, you know, I listen to his arguments and I find myself agreeing with them because the way he explains it makes sense to me. And people who make sense to me in other areas are also listening to him. And it kind of creates this bias inside me where I'm like, ooh, I'm listening to this guy. Let me pay attention to what he says. I want to, you know, I'm lining up with this point of view of the world. And he says things about Michio Kaku about how string theory is dead. String theory doesn't work, and you know, people like Michio Kaku need to calm down and need to open themselves up to other possibilities, but they won't because of this or that or whatever. And you know, I'm in the middle of watching this debate on multiverses, and I instantly find myself, you know, I instantly find myself having a negative view towards everything that Michio Kaku says because I've allowed my bias to be shifted away from treating him as an expert and more of seeing him as a fraud, and that instantly makes me not want to hear what he has to say. So that's the real point of this topic of discussion for today. It isn't discussing physics or who's right and who's wrong. It's discussing how discussing how amazing it is that we, as you know, I think most people are reasonably rational human beings who are capable of intelligent thought and, you know, critical thinking if we calm ourselves down enough to actually listen to what we're being told and think about it. And even then, some of the, you know, intelligent people can be very swayed by our emotional attachment to people or concepts or things like that. And I thought it was funny. Oh, more fungoida. We're definitely going to want to go down to the fungoida area. Okay, yeah, all of the fungoida areas have the osseous there, so we'll leave that. Let's get this turned off. So, like, the point I'm really... Oh, actually, we need to get around to the sun side so I can actually see. So, yeah, it's just... I've been noticing how, you know, this person that I've listened to for many years and have, you know, enjoyed watching his segments on different shows, I've noticed that I have this natural repulsion to everything he says now because I've allowed my bias to be shifted away from treating him as an expert to now he's a quack, and it's only because one or two people have brought up the fact that, you know, brought up the postulation. I don't want to say it's a fact because I don't know enough to have any kind of authoritative anything on that. But just they've brought up and claimed that, you know, string theory doesn't work and we need to stop listening to people like him because it doesn't work. So part of what I'm trying to work out, and not just, you know, not just sharing this with you, but also just to kind of establish it in my own head that I need to do my best to be more as objective as I can be when it comes to listening to people talk about whatever it is that they're talking about. You gotta set aside your emotional attachment to whatever ideas you're holding on to and actually just listen to what people have to say. And so, you know, I was in the middle of watching this debate between Michio Kaku, Penrose, I can't remember his first name, and Sabine Hassenfelder, and you know, it's kind of a 2 against 1 thing where both of them are disagreeing with what Michio has to say. So I don't know that it's necessarily a fair matchup. I don't think we went far enough over this. Huh. And I'm trying really hard once I realized, because I was listening to this stuff and I was like, oh, it's Michio Kaku, great. And I'm like, wait, why do I have that attitude? That's a pretty crappy attitude to have. You know, let him say what he has to say, and it either makes sense or it doesn't. You know what I mean? Like, and I find myself predisposed towards agreeing with the other two because I know that their position is against string theory, or at least it's not necessarily. I guess it's not against string theory as much as it is just. Would really like to find. Yeah, I really should have landed further away, further down over here, because it's hard to see. I'm also trying to get used to the keyboard again, so my flying is not exactly the best. Okay. Boy, this terrain, the terrain on this planet sucks hard. I know there's fungoida somewhere. I'm hoping we're going to find some in a valley or in a flat area like we did last time. And, okay, yeah, I'm having a hard time finding anything here. I don't know if it's because it's just dark. Is the night vision? I mean, I guess it's just a dark planet. It feels like it's just really extra dark here. There's supposed to be bacteria, fungoida, and osseous here. I don't remember what osseous is. I think it's one of those rock ones, but I'm not sure. I should have went further around. But I would think that I should be able to see something. Okay. Sorry, I'm really focused on trying to see what's going on. Oh wait, that. Is that a rock? I can't tell if that's a rock or... I might have to get out and look at it. It looks like it's just a weird rock formation, but I can't tell. Oh, I thought I put the landing gear down already.
Landing gear deployed.
Okay, here we go. Alright, let's just get out and look at it really quick. Maybe it's just a formation. Maybe it's just a biological formation I'm not familiar with. It's certainly possible. It just looks too weird to be a rock. Yeah, pretty sure it's just rocks. Yeah. Alright. So where's the... We landed in a spot where we should have found plenty of this stuff, especially the fungoida. Should at least see some. It's so dark on this planet, it's hard to tell. So mostly the point of this episode is just to talk about our bias and how, you know, it's really easy, how easy it is even for people who, you know, try really hard to be rational. Ooh. was that? Whoa. Okay, that's the problem. I understand what's going on with my thing. Now I have to disable the throttle control on my joystick because it's set up so that even if you, I wish they had it so where it only did things when you changed it. Because then I could just leave my joystick controls set up the way I want. Okay, so yeah, what is this? Whoa, I don't think I've seen these before. Okay. Unfortunately, it's so dark that you can't really tell what it is, but... So what is this? What is this? It looks like a tree. Wow, what's this? That's cool. Where's my flashlight? I don't remember what the flashlight is. Oh! Not what I meant to do. Wow, that's cool. I've never seen that before. Osseous pumice. Okay. Like a little, I mean, it looked like a little space tree, but it's a fungus of some kind, it looks like. That's cool. All right, well, let's see if we can find 2 more. I have never seen that before. Okay. Well, at least now we have something, now we have a shape to look for. And then I have a feeling that we're not going to be messing around with the fungoida on this planet because I haven't seen any show up. I haven't seen any show up on the flat areas that we've looked at. Anything that looks like fungoida that I've seen. Because the fungoida kind of looks like... stalks of... I don't know... Maybe weird-looking stalks of corn or something like that. They're really tall and lanky looking. Here's another one. Let's see if we can land somewhere. Oops. Okay, there was plenty of landing spots back over here. There we go. Alright, I saw one behind me. So we'll go back over there and grab that. Yeah, this is a super dark planet. So, okay, there we go. It's like, I knew there was some back over here. I have to run a little bit to get to it. I generally try to avoid that as much as possible, but sometimes it's just unavoidable. Get our scanner out. Get this one, and then we need one more. Unfortunately, the darkness of this planet is making it very difficult to see anything else, especially bacteria, and unfortunately, the bacteria is probably the same color as the planet. A lot of times, you're going to find that the bacteria on the planet is vaguely the same color as the surface. It makes it almost impossible to find from the air. Yeah, those are cool. I've never seen those before. I gotta come up with a title for that because I've never seen anything like that before. We saw some palm tree looking ones, but I don't even know like I don't even know what to call those. Okay, so we got some more over here. Let's see, are we gonna be able to land over here anywhere? Here. Okay, and then after this, we'll go ahead. We'll fly around for a minute to see if we can find any bacteria, because the bacteria was supposed to be all over the planet. But I mean, I haven't seen anything that looks like bacteria to me. Pretty sure this is a rock. It's just kind of hard to tell when it's dark like this. All right, that's really cool. I've never seen these before, and I'm really glad we found these. That is really interesting to look at. Okay, so the hard part is that you can't use, excuse me, you can't use night vision to find bacteria. Is that bacteria there? Kind of hard to tell. So it's actually easier to find bacteria with the night vision off, even when it's kind of dark, because the night vision doesn't highlight it. But I think this might be the bacteria for this planet. Yep, alright. So we'll try to find two. Come on. Am I not? Oh, I'm on the taskbar. Alright. So we need to find 2 more of these, and then we'll be good. Ooh, look at that. So pretty. Imagine if our moon was that close. Ooh, that would be kind of... I mean, I guess it wouldn't be scary. We would have grown up with it, but just our perspective is that would be scary if we saw the moon that close to the planet. We'd be like, oh, what's going on? I didn't even look to see what that bacteria was. So it turned around and got distracted by the shiny lights. So that's the theme for this episode. It's just, you know, we all have to try to do our best to set aside our bias, regardless of who it is or how you've been influenced or any of that stuff, and just try really hard to listen to what people have to say, regardless of you know, your natural reaction to their opinion, and weigh what they have to say against what you think, or against what other people are saying. You know, it's like we have to really. It requires a lot of training to get yourself to the point where you're not going to automatically just, you know, hate what people have to say because what they're saying is against what you think. We can't advance as a species if we're going to continue to fight each other over ideas. And, you know, we have to prove that ideas are bad and, you know, show it. We have to show why they're bad and not just attack. Alright. I think I see some bacteria over here. We're in the relatively flat area now, so it should be easier to find. I know my conversation right now is kind of disjointed. It takes a lot of concentration to... It takes a lot of concentration to focus on finding things. Especially when they're relatively hard to spot when they're relatively hard to spot. So I'm going to finish doing my recordings for the morning, and then I'm going to go back and watch, let's see, Bacterium vesicula red. Okay, and then I'm going to go back and finish watching that debate. And, you know, because I forced myself to stop I didn't force myself to stop watching, but I forced myself to stop, you know, allowing my bias to immediately discount what he was saying, because I'm like, well, no, I'm doing the same thing to him that, you know, these other people are doing. You know, they don't like what he has to say, so they're attacking him. So no, let's try to be a little bit better. I try to be better. Doesn't mean that I am. All you can do is do your best and try. That's the theme. All right, I have no idea. Okay, here we go. Another flat area. Maybe we'll find some more. Just need to see. I saw what looked like a patch of color over here. Fortunately, it was not. But I'm seeing some color over here. Nope, it's just a ridge line. Yeah, I'm not a fan of planets like this where the light is just really low and you can't see anything. We just need one more bacterium, and then we can be done. There we go, right there. All right, I haven't seen any fungoida at all, so I'm not even going to bother to look for it. It's clearly going to be too difficult to find in a reasonable amount. I mean, I'm sure if I looked long enough, I'd be able to find it. But I mean, even with the night vision on, I wasn't able to see anything that looked like fungoida. All right, can we? There we go. All right, well, hopefully you guys had lots of fun. Be sure to click that like button if you did, so that the YouTube algorithm will know and send the video out to as many people as possible. Subscribe to the channel if you're not subscribed already, so that when the next video comes out, it will show up in your video feed and you will be able to watch it as soon as it becomes available. Channel members do get early access to all of my content, so be sure to click that join button. Check out the perks that are available there and decide if any of those are right for you. Your direct support is greatly appreciated and is a critical component to helping me become a full-time YouTuber. Again, thank you very much for your time. Hope you guys had lots of fun, and I'll see you for the next one.